Tijuana neighborhood known as La Zona Norte, you don't have to look very hard to find people using drugs. On the sidewalk of a busy street, a man injects himself in the neck. Right around the corner, in the middle of a pile of garbage, another man shoots up. There are used syringes everywhere. When Tijuana police find syringes on someone, they typically break them apart or throw them in the trash. That's what they were taught to do. But these practices are risky. In fact, in a recent survey, 15% of Tijuana police officers said they've suffered a needle stick injury. Officer Jonathan Martinez says it's dangerous out here.
Normally, we don't get courses in how to avoid becoming infected by syringes and other things.
Until now, that is. A unique program is underway to change the way Tijuana police handle syringes and drug users.
¿Por qué se llaman picaderos? ¿O por qué les decimos picaderos? Exactamente.
At the police academy in Tijuana, Sub-Inspector Cesar Quiñones talks to a room full of officers about places where they're likely to encounter IV drug users, like shooting galleries.
Pues muchos de nosotros tomamos la precaución de tener guantes.
Quiñones says many officers who enter shooting galleries wear gloves for protection, but many others don't.
Levante la mano los que dicen que es falso.
Next, Quiñones shows a slide with statements about how HIV is spread. He asks officers to raise their hand if they think mosquitoes transmit the disease.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
A lot of hands go up. And as Quiñones goes through his presentation, officers have a lot of questions.
En eso él está sangrando por los golpes que le ha dado. Él igual.
Dr. Eliane Bustamante gives him a little HIV 101.
Yo tengo contacto de algún modo con secreciones como sangre.
If I have contact of any kind with secretions like blood and semen from someone who's infected, I can become contaminated too.
Yo me puedo contaminar.
During a break in the training, Bustamante says she's surprised about the officers' lack of knowledge.
They seem really interested on the topic, but there's several questions that I thought, well, that's really obvious. But no, they seem really interested on the basic topics like what's HIV?
Bustamante says what officers don't know can hurt them.
By not knowing what is and how can I prevent it, they can easily get infected.
During the training, officers learn how HIV is transmitted and how to handle needles safely in the field. They're told that federal law allows people to possess syringes without a prescription. The law also lets people carry up to 50 milligrams of heroin for personal use. The class introduces officers to the concept that drug users aren't scum. They're human beings who need help with their addiction. The trainings began in February. Eventually, the entire Tijuana police force will take the 3-hour class. So far, about 300 officers have done so. Sub-Inspector Quiñones says when he goes out in the field now, he sees officers acting differently.
A como estamos tomando la clase y a como se la estamos impartiendo y le estamos resaltando que lo más importante es su seguridad.
We've emphasized in the class that the most important thing is their safety during their shift, and we're noticing that they're changing and they're respecting the law about syringes.
The training is the brainchild of UC San Diego's Global Division of Public Health. It's the first partnership between an American university and a Mexican police force.
So this is what Comandante Madrid gave me in partnership with our project.
Division Chief Stephanie Strathy says research has shown that trainings can change officers' attitudes and knowledge.
But nobody's ever studied to see whether or not it would change the behaviors of the police officers. And we'll be following 500 police officers in Tijuana over 2 years to see whether or not this intervention works.
The status quo is clearly risky. The HIV rate among IV drug users in Tijuana ranges from 4% for men to 10% for women. Kenny Goldberg, KPBS News.
Bye.